Hello, I am TL Bainter, and today I'm going to be talking about hard and soft magic systems. I'm going to go over some of the pros and cons, and I'm also going to let you know which one I prefer. Actually, I don't think I'm going to dangle that carrot. It's hard magic systems. I really like them, and I think it's going to be kind of hard to miss the fact that I really prefer hard magic systems over soft ones as I talk about both systems in this video. So if you aren't sure what either one is, or if you're wondering what the pros or cons are, maybe you are a writer who isn't sure which magic system is going to be best for your particular writing style, or you are a reader who just wants to know what the terminology is for the kind of magic system that you enjoy in books. Whatever the case may be, this video will be a quick overview of what both those magic systems are, as well as their pros and cons, and my own personal preferences. So what are hard magic systems? These are magic systems in a story that have a firm set of rules that the reader is aware of. The rules aren't hidden from the reader, they aren't suddenly changed or thrown into the mix because it is convenient for the plot or the characters. They are hard and fast.
Okay, you know what you do? You buy yourself a tape recorder, you just record yourself for a whole day. I think you're gonna be surprised at some of your phrasing.
And the characters within the story have to work within the bounds of the rules that this magic system is governed by. This generally leads to a more consistent magic system, but also one that doesn't have a ton of wonder and whimsy, which is part of the cons that I'm going to get into for hard magic systems later on in this video. When it comes to hard magic systems and examples of them, Brandon Sanderson is kind of the king here. Every story that I have read from him has featured a hard magic system in some form or fashion. Mistborn is the one that comes to mind first. This is personally one of my earliest exposures to really excellent hard magic systems. The Mistborn trilogy features a magic system called Allomancy, and the rules of it are very carefully explained to the reader and are given to us in a form that allows us to better understand not only how it works, but how it doesn't work and what you aren't able to do with the system. The confines and constraints that are placed on the magic system lead to some very creative uses of it, and I'm going to talk more about that later on. Some additional examples of hard magic systems, although there are tons out there, I'm just going to rattle a few off. Dungeons & Dragons has a hard magic system. The Greenbone Saga by Fonda Lee also has a hard magic system, and even games like Dark Souls have hard magic systems. And there is a limitless amount of other examples out there, although I guess it is technically limited. But there are tons of examples out there of hard magic systems. So what are soft magic systems? Well, soft magic systems are systems in which the rules are not clear, are not defined, or maybe those rules just don't even exist. These are magic systems that are really just kind of built around the plot and around whimsy and wonder and all of those sorts of things. Magic is meant to be inaccessible to the reader. You don't fully understand what it is, and it can suddenly become very powerful at times or be limited because the plot needs it to be limited at that moment. However, while I did just spend about 30 seconds dissing soft magic systems, there is a case to be made for the fact that some soft magic systems do have strict rules that they are governed by, but the reader isn't privy to them. These would be soft magic systems that are consistent in the setting, but the reader has no idea how the soft magic system works, while the author does understand how it works and does have a set of rules that the magic is governed by. This ensures consistency, but it also leaves the reader completely uncertain as to how the magic functions, but this can be used to give a sense of wonder to the consumer of the story. However, I would say that in the majority of stories that are out there today, soft magic systems are typically just there for plot convenience. The magic does whatever the plot needs the magic to do, and it can be inconsistent and clunky. Again, not always, but at least in my experiences, there are tons of examples out there of soft magic systems being wildly inconsistent and just being there to essentially perform deus ex machinas when the characters are stuck in a way that the author isn't sure how to get them out of. For some people, me, it can be very frustrating to read a story that's like that. Some examples of soft magic systems would actually be A Song of Ice and Fire by George R.R. Martin, and even Harry Potter has something of a soft magic system. Yes, some of the magic is explained to us, but then there is magic that is just pulled out of thin air, and there is magic that is just inconsistently used. Some magic that makes you go, boy, why didn't you use that before? It seems like you should have used that a lot sooner. This is magic that really just kind of develops over time as the story progresses and as the plot needs new magical elements to be added to it. I'm not gonna sit here and rag on Harry Potter too much. I think that it's up for debate whether or not it is a soft magic system, but for me, it definitely seems like a soft magic system because there are so many instances of magic being introduced because the plot needs that magic to be there. Also, Star Wars is a soft magic system, especially if you go back and watch the first couple of movies, and then it just keeps getting softer every new movie that comes out. So I'm not gonna rant about Star Wars here. Wow, I've ranted about Harry Potter and Star Wars so far in this video. I need to move on or this is gonna end up being very long. So let's take a look at the good and the bad of hard magic systems and soft ones. First, let's look at the good of the hard magic systems. The best part of it, in my opinion, is that it allows the author to put characters in situations that require cleverness to figure out. It can also lead to the reader. Actually, I'm just gonna read my notes on this because otherwise I'm gonna end up ranting. I think that the best part of hard magic systems is their believability. Hard magic systems are consistent throughout, or they are meant to be in order to be hard magic systems, and this consistency leads to it being consistent throughout not just the story, but through the setting itself. You see how magic is going to be utilized to solve certain problems. For example, if you have a magic system that allows mages to generate electricity just naturally, you'll probably have some aspects of this magic system that are used to power some parts of the city. That magic system is going to be ingrained in your setting, and that is going to reinforce the concept of the magic system for the consumer of the story. The believability and consistency generated by a hard magic system is also going to let the reader figure out how characters may get out of certain situations. It's also going to lead to readers being surprised or excited when they see magic used in a unique way that actually makes sense within the confines and restrictions that have been placed on the magic system that the reader is already aware of. When you see the author come up with a really clever way of using their very constrained magic system, it's just exciting and fascinating, and you think, yeah, I guess they definitely would come up with a way of doing that. Like with the Mistborn trilogy, when they use allomancy for essentially quick travel over great distances by pulling themselves toward metal bars. I thought that was really awesome. Maybe they were tracks. It has been a long time since I've read it, so forgive me if I'm getting my terminologies wrong here. But I do remember that moment standing out to me, and I was sitting there thinking, that's a really clever application of this particular part of the magic system. Of course they would do that. That just makes sense. Additionally, one of the best things about hard magic systems is that it allows for more compelling storytelling. You can write your characters into a corner and it seems like they aren't gonna get out of it. And then they suddenly do, and the way they do actually makes sense and is consistent with what we've seen of the magic system and of this setting. When you do something like that in a soft magic system, it suddenly feels like a deus ex machina because the rules haven't been set in place and it's just like, yeah, of course, some great magical being would pop out of nowhere and save the day. But that's a con that I have with the other magic system, and I'm gonna get into that in just a second. But first, I should talk about some positives of soft magic systems. Before I get to that though, I wanted to let you know that you can like, comment, and subscribe, all of which totally help me out and cost you nothing but time, which is fleeting, and we have very little of it left, so I guess I understand if you don't want to scroll down and do that. That's fine. Now let's go ahead and talk about this last section, the good and the bad of soft magic systems. I think what people enjoy about soft magic systems largely is going to be the mystery. Not necessarily in the sense of suspense, but in the sense of, I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know what new cool aspect of the magic system will be revealed to me. I don't know if this person is suddenly going to get a massive power up and become some all-powerful, near godlike being who can do all sorts of incredible things out of nowhere. You don't know what's going to happen next with a soft magic system. You don't know what the magic system is capable of. And an argument could be made that wonder and whimsy are crucial aspects of many magic systems. Not knowing the rules behind them can make the magic system a little more exciting and interesting to some people. Not to me, but to some people. Some people just really love not knowing what's going to happen next, and they love not being able to figure it out. And they love the deus ex machina, save the day at the end, sudden resurrection tropes. That's fine, I guess. If that's your thing, that's perfectly fine, and soft magic systems lend themselves very well to those sudden and surprising twists. If I had to sum up the best parts of soft magic systems, I would say it's flexibility. Soft magic systems are very flexible for the author. I think that they best suit pantsers over plotters, because if you're just somebody who writes without an outline and you get stuck, you have a soft magic system, hey, suddenly there's a new part of the magic system that is going to get you out of this stuck so that you can continue on writing. Maybe you go back and fix that in editing, please do. But if you don't, it's perfectly fine, and there are plenty of readers out there who are going to enjoy the magic system because there are no rules and no governance over it. And that's going to bring us to the bad of soft magic systems. I've already kind of hinted at what I don't really enjoy about soft magic systems, so I'm gonna try to be concise here. I think that the biggest problem with soft magic systems is consistency. You are being inconsistent, even if over time everything kind of makes sense. The fact that you are introducing certain elements of a magic system later on in your story can lead to a lot of confusion and inconsistency. And I think that if you go back and reread some stories with soft magic systems, when you know how the story ends and what magic is capable of by the end of the story, you're gonna wonder, why didn't they just do this thing back here? It would have made things way easier. It feels like they were unnecessarily constraining themselves. For me to really love a magic system, it needs to be consistent from beginning to end. I should be able to see things in the beginning that will still be useful toward the end of it because the author was creative in the applications of the magic system. Wow, I'm really just kind of dogging on soft magic systems in this video. I don't mean to, but this is definitely something of a biased video. So consistency will be one of the large hurdles for soft magic systems to face. So which one is your preference and why? Are hard magic systems really better than soft ones? Am I completely off base saying that I greatly prefer them over soft magic systems? Are there soft magic systems that you think do manage to be consistent? And am I totally wrong in saying that things like Harry Potter and Star Wars are soft magic systems? I would love to hear your thoughts on any of this. And hey, since I said I like hard magic systems, if you have recommendations for great hard magic systems, I would love to hear about those from you. Additionally, I want to point out that while I really dogged on soft magic systems in this video, there are plenty of stories out there that I love that feature soft magic systems. Discworld comes to mind, for example, and Everything Everywhere All at Once is one of my new favorite movies, and its magic system was definitely there because it was convenient for the plot to have it. So yes, while I prefer hard magic systems greatly, soft magic systems, they're not always bad, and sometimes they can still lend to excellent stories. So I'm not totally against them or telling you to never read or write a soft magic system. Anyway, thank you so much for taking the time to check out this video. I really appreciate it. If you would like to see another video from me, you can do so by clicking up here. And until next time, bye.